Tuesday today. So just quickly, as we're starting here, you don't even have to do this one on your paper because we got 2 more warm-ups to do here momentarily. But how would I solve that? 6x equals 3. How would I go about solving that? 6x equals 3. How would I solve that? Do you have any parentheses to clear? Do you have any fractions to clear? Do you have any like terms to combine? No. So what's next? You move forward by it. The top of your paper. What's next? Clear the we clear the parentheses first. Clear the fraction second. Combine like terms. Add subtract. Is there anything to add or subtract? No. So we can jump right into what? How am I going to solve? Divide both sides by 6? So I'm going to divide both sides by 6. What happens over here on the left side? Well, what on the left side? What happens over here? So the 6 is canceled out, right? That's why we're doing it. Okay? So then we're left with just x. Okay? Over here, do I like the fraction 3 over 6? No. What can I do about that? How? Divide both by 3. So I like 1/2. Right? Okay. So with that being said, with that quick little warm-up here, I would like you to now do warm-ups number 1 and warm-ups number 2. Number 1, warm-up. First thing that we need to do. Izzy, we'll start with you. We'll go around the room. First thing we need to do. Subtract 4. We want to get variables on one side and numbers on the other. So you're going to subtract 4, and then you're going to subtract 4. That means that this part's going to go away, correct? Love it? Okay. And when we get what's left over, what's the next line? Yep, drop the 2y down, and that's going to equal 10. Divide both sides by 2. And that's going to do what on this, with these 2's over here? That's going to make them go away. Okay. Anything? What do we got? Anything? That's fine. Nope. So starts with what does this side become? Okay. Equals, do I like 10 over 2? What do I like instead? So what do I like instead? So what do I like instead? What is 10 divided by 2? 5. There we go. I can snap you out of your reading. Okay, y equals 5. Everybody get y equals 5 for that one? Yes. Second one, up to you. First step. Subtract 3 from both sides. Okay. Those go away. So we got negative 4y equals what? What? Divided by what? Divide both sides by negative 4. That goes away. Ash, what do we get then? Left side. What's the only thing that's left? Y equals let me ask you this. A negative divided by a negative. Is it positive or is it negative? Give you another chance. Positive, okay. Do I like the fraction 10 over 4? No? What do I like instead? I thought you had written in your paper. 1, 5, I thought I saw it. No? Well, close, but do I like 2/4? Because those are 1/2, so 2 1/2, I would accept 2 1/2 there. Gotcha. What do I like even more than I like 2 1/2? 5 halves. Yep, 5 over 2. Yep. But 2 1/2 actually is the same thing as 5 halves. Yep. Yep. I thought I saw it. Okay. Good to go on that one. All right. So now today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to solve literal equations. Okay? Meaning, we're not going to have x equals some number or variable equals some number at the end, because what's the difference? Bryce, what can you tell me that's different between number 3 and your number 1? On your page, it's right above each other. So if you're looking at number 3 and number 1, what can you tell me that's different between those two? So what's the difference? So the number, so like you see your number 3 on your paper, okay? And look right above it at number 1. So what's the difference between those two equations? Okay. Okay, that's a good observation. Yep. So in number 3, the 4 has an X on it. Anybody see anything else that's different between number 3 and number 1, or number 4 and number 2? Look at those two, the next ones. Anybody see anything different in those? Something brand new is different in these two equations that weren't in the first two equations that we just saw. There's 2 variables now. Okay, see that, Bryce? Because we added that x to that one, and then we changed the y to that. You know what I mean? So there's 2 variables now. Okay? So now what you're going to do, or what you're going to be doing, is now you are going to be solving for y. What do you think solving for y means? In the first two, okay, in these two, we just solved, okay, because there was only one variable to solve for, right? Okay. So when we've been solving, and we've been solving for a while now, right? When we've been solving, do you remember, we said it yesterday, I even said it today one time, but I wrote it down yesterday. When we solve, what do we want the end game to look like? Don't know? What do we want the end game to look like when we're just solving, like we've been doing for a month and a half now? I said it yesterday. What's the end? On all of these from today on 26. There we go. Calm down. On all of these from yesterday, what do all of those have in common from yesterday? Here, I think I can put all 4 of them on there. Ooh, maybe not. Zoom out just a little bit. Okay. All of those, all the end games look the same. So the answers we're looking at in the purple dotted box. What do all of those look like? It's all, okay, so what do we call X? It's a B word. She nailed it for you. So it's variable what? Equals not a hashtag. It's a number. So we want always, so when we're solving, we want to get variable equals some number, right? Okay? I gotta find it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay? So we want variable equals number. So now, now that we're solving for y, because we have two variables, what is our final answer going to look like? If we're solving for y, Kirsten, back to you. How do we want our answers to look? And when we were just regularly solving up until like 45 seconds ago, how did we want our answers to look? Variable equals some number, right? Okay, now we're solving for y, right? So how do we want our answers to look? What variable? Y something, right? Because we can't get just a number anymore because now we've got a second variable, right? So in the end here, we want all of our answers to be y equals something. Sometimes that's going to be just a number. Latcha, is this art class? No. So you need to pay attention to this, not your drawing. Remember I told you already that your drawing is taking up the area that you need to work in? Do you remember that? What do you think I meant by that? Keep drawing or stop drawing and pay attention? And? Okay. Put off, pay attention. Okay? So we should write this down because that's what all of our answers are going to be. Right here. Y equals something. We have to get y totally by itself while still following those 5 solving steps that are up top. Okay? So let's try number 3. Number 3, the first step. Do I have parentheses to get rid of? No. Do I have fractions to get rid of? No. Do I have like terms to get rid of? No. So we've done the first 3 steps there in, what, 5 seconds? Okay? All right? Love it. Okay? So if I want to get y by itself on the left side, what is going to be my first step? No. Because what comes first in my steps? Add and subtract. So I got to add or subtract something. What is that something? We're going to add and subtract. If I want to get y here by itself. Nope. Because 2 is being multiplied, right? So in order to move the 2, I'm going to have to divide. That's not this step. Okay? So what else is on that side with y? 4x's, right? So how am I going to move that to the other side? Subtract 4x, right? Okay. So I'm going to subtract here now 4x from both sides. Now, or I know I'm putting that on the spot. Can I combine 14 and negative 4x? Why not? They're not the same, right? They're not like terms. One's got an x, one doesn't. Because these two go away. So then that's going to leave me with 2y, and I can't combine those because they're not like terms, so I just have to write it like that. What's our next step? We want to get y by itself. We want to get y equals something. So what's attached to y? Still. X is not attached to y. It's not even on the same side anymore. You sure nothing's attached to y? Say loud. 2. So how am I going to move that 2? What is 2 doing to y? Is it adding? Is it subtracting? Is it multiplying? Or is it dividing? Do you see a minus sign in between them? Do you see an addition sign in between them? It's multiplying because there's no sign in between them, right? So what's the opposite? What's the inverse of multiplication? Division. Okay, so what am I going to do? Divide by 2. Okay? All right, so now, here's the tricky part. If I divide there by 2, I got to divide here by 2, and I've got to divide here by 2. I've got to divide in all of those spots by 2. Okay? So these go away. Okay? So you realize, what am I left with on the left side? Left side. Left side. Just y, right? Okay, so I want my y. Yep, okay. Now, -4 over 2. Do I like it? You sure? Because they can both be divided by... What is -4 divided by 2? Close. -4 divided by +2. -2, yep. And then what else is attached there? Sorry, x, yep, sorry. My finger slipped when I turned to look at you. My fault, okay? All right, -2x plus, because it's plus, what's 14 divided by 2? 7. Yep, 7. 7. Okay. The hardest question of all. You think so? So, oh man, do we have it y equals 1? Does it look like this? What's the only thing missing? Okay. Yeah. You just solved your first literal equation. Now we did it once. Now we should be able to do it a lot faster. Okay? All right? Eric, we're up to number 4. First thing I need to move is the 3x, right? Am I going to add it or am I going to subtract it? Give me another chance. Because it's positive here, right? So positive, the opposite of positive is minus, right? Okay? So we're going to subtract 3x. What do we get? Because those go away, right? We get what's our next step? What's our next? So what's left on the left side? -4y. What's the right side? -7. Yep. Sheesh. I mean, I know you wanted to answer the next question, but come on. Give me a start. We're up to is, want to get y by itself. What do we got to do? Divide everything by -4, right? So that means I got to divide here by -4. I got to divide there by -4. And I got to divide there by -4. Okay? I'm going to take the first one, really, because I'm selfish. Y equals, with me, -3 divided by -4. Do I like it? No, I don't. Why don't I like -3 divided by -4? Or, conversely, what would I like instead that's equal to -3 divided by -4? Negative divided by a negative is positive. So could we just put positive 3/4 there? Yes. And that would look much nicer, much cleaner. 3/4 x. Right? Love it. Do I like -7 divided by -4? What do I like instead? +7/4. So this is going to switch from a minus sign there to a positive sign there. Now, Ash, I'm going to go back to you because you gave me 2 1/2 earlier as an answer. Mixed up number, right? Okay. For purposes of this, we want to leave our answer in improper fraction form. We don't want to go with mixed numbers in any of this stuff going forward here. Okay? Right? So, in the warm-up, yes, it was good, but now bad. Okay? Right? Love it. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? All right. We got 3 of them. 5, 6, and 7. Pick 2. Anita, which 2? 5 and 6. Anita has chosen 5 and 6 to do. Please do 5 and 6 right now. Man, she picked the wrong one. I'll show you why in a minute. Do 5 and 6. So, in number 5, we should have subtracted x first. That then gave us -3y equals -x plus 9. Then you should have divided everything by -3. If I do that, then these go away, leaving me with y equals -1 divided by -3 is positive 1/3 x. Positive 9 divided by -3 is -3. So you should have gotten y equals 1/3 x minus 3 for that one. Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. Over here on this one, you should have subtracted 2x from both sides. Makes this go away. Leaves you with positive 4y equals -2x minus 8. Then we're going to divide everything by 4. Makes this go away. Leaves me with y equals -2 divided by -4 reduces down to -1/2 times x. -8 divided by positive 4 is -2. Gives me -2 there. I told you that we'd be able to do number 7 quite quickly. All we've got to do there is subtract 3x, and we're left with y equals -3x plus 4. If you haven't turned in homework H1 yet, you need to make sure that you turn in homework H1. I'm about to give you homework H2.